The life-changing power of these age-old proverbs. The greatest minds in history have spoken, and theirs are the wisest words ever spoken. Our favorites are shown in this video. The following nuggets of ancient wisdom can serve as a roadmap to a richer, more purposeful existence. They're not just moving, they're also very perceptive. You might be familiar with some of these, while others might be brand new to you. However, they can make a significant difference in your life. The ability to listen well will allow you to gain insight from even the most uninformative sources. A skill that will serve you well in every facet of life is the ability to listen attentively to what other people are saying and to process the information they provide. After all, one must learn to listen in order to comprehend. Listen carefully even if what the other person is saying doesn't strike a chord with you. Perhaps they will say something that will cause you to reconsider an issue or topic you previously ignored. Perhaps it will help you see things from their perspective and feel closer to that person, despite the fact that their beliefs are diametrically opposed to your own. The significance of what someone has to say goes far beyond the words themselves, and you can learn to listen and ask questions to better grasp their point of view. If someone else's actions have upset you, instead of focusing on them, you should examine your own. Once that happens, you won't be able to remember your rage. It's human nature to want to place all the responsibility for our hurt sentiments on the offending party. But the reality is that we're usually just as much to blame as they are. So before blaming someone else, you should examine your own actions. What you discover could very well surprise you. Thinking on your own flaws can help you see that the issue may not be so much with the other person's actions as it is with your own reaction to them. Suddenly, the problem becomes much less pressing and more doable. Because the river changes and because he changes, no man ever steps in the same river twice. To grow set in our ways and resistant to new experiences is a common human trait. It's easy to worry that if things shift too drastically, it'll be the end for you, but that's not necessarily the case. Learning to accept change rather than resist it is a key to happiness because it makes it possible to grow and change with the world. You'll need to develop the ability to accept and thrive amid perpetual change. And don't be hesitant to challenge your own assumptions about who you are and the world. It will assist in elucidating your thoughts and placing them in a more appropriate framework. It's preferable to think incorrectly than not at all, therefore protect your ability to think. We are all unique people with our own ideas and points of view, and that fact can be easy to forget in a world where we are constantly being told what to do. Spend some time contemplating your own desires as a means of gaining perspective on life's most pressing issues. By doing so, you'll find it much simpler to make choices that further your development as a person and the direction you wish to take your life. You'll also have a far easier time recognizing when someone is trying to persuade you to change your mind. In the end, this will lead you in the direction of a more satisfying and meaningful existence. There is opportunity in the midst of the chaos. The rough times are when you need to remember this saying and hold on to it. It's true that in times of turmoil, it can be hard to see past the darkness. But if you take a deep breath and look at the big picture, you'll see that there is always a chance for the best, even in the face of uncertainty. You have a choice at this moment. You can choose to let yourself be overwhelmed by everything going on around you, or you can choose to rise up and make a difference. If you approach each difficulty as a test and a chance, you'll find solutions and ultimately triumph. People are like dirt. One extreme is that they provide sustenance and aid in development, while the other extreme is that they stifle development and lead to death. I apologize if this comes across as harsh, but it is the honest truth. Without the love and encouragement of others, we wither and die on the inside. It's not necessary to spend your whole life feeling helpless because of the decisions others have made. The amount of emotional and mental resources you devote to other people is a personal decision. It may be time to cut ties with a person who is bringing you down or holding you back. If something is challenging, it's not because we lack the courage to take on the challenge, rather, it's because we lack the courage to take on the challenge that it is challenging. All those things you've been meaning to get around to? Those things you find challenging and scary? They're challenging, to be sure, but by no means impossible. There is certainly nothing inappropriate about exercising caution at this time. That's a nice thing to happen. Don't let self-doubt and nervousness prevent you from going for your dreams, though. Be bold and try it. Bet on yourself. Do something different. Get out of your routine and watch what happens. The results you get when you cease limiting your potential will astound you. Good character cannot be developed in a short period of time. It emerges gradually, day by day. Building a good person takes time and perseverance. Putting up a lot of effort but seeing no progress might be disheartening. It's easy to lose hope when developing your persona feels like a never-ending process. But keep in mind that integrity isn't something you can magically create. Becoming the person you aspire to be requires time, effort, and patience, and it often necessitates going against what feels natural or easy. So, keep going. It may seem like it's taking an eternity, but keep working toward your objective of self-improvement. If you keep going in that way, you might as well get there. This idea, which is both simple and powerful, can be applied to our professional and personal lives. We spend a lot of time thinking about where we want to end up and what we have to do to get there as we travel through life. You could end up somewhere you don't want to be if you don't pause to take stock of your surroundings and the direction you're headed in. Understanding when things aren't going well is crucial. That way, you can alter your course and head in a direction that will bring you closer to your dreams instead of further away from them. As the saying goes, you get what you think about. The thoughts we have about ourselves and the world around us can have a significant impact on how we feel about ourselves and our life. It's been shown that thinking positively increases your level of happiness. When you allow yourself to dwell on the negative, it can seep into other parts of your life as well, such as your personal relationships and professional endeavors. You shouldn't feel bad about yourself if things don't work out the way you'd hoped. Regardless of what happens, your response is always a matter of choice. You control your own consciousness. You have the power to decide whether you want to think positively and feel terrific, or negatively and feel dreadful. Ultimately, the decision rests with you. When we realize how little we know about life, ourselves, and the world around us, that's when we get true wisdom. Both you and the world around you have a lot to discover. As a result, it's crucial to avoid being overconfident in your own knowledge. In doing so, you prevent your brain from being open to new information. And if you aren't careful, you can end up isolating every aspect of your existence. There's no need to feel bad about not knowing something or admitting that you might be wrong. Learning is the only way to advance in life. That you don't know everything is the first step toward learning. Learning new things and questioning your preconceived notions about the world is a certain way to gain insight and experience. What matters is not what is carved in granite tombstones but what you leave behind in the fabric of other people's lives. In such a brief existence, we must seize every opportunity. However, have you ever given thought to how your actions affect the people around you? Have you ever considered the kind of mark you hope to make on the world? It goes without saying that these inquiries can be answered in a variety of ways. Some people would like their legacy to be known by everyone, while others would prefer that only a few people ever find out about them. One thing is certain, though, your legacy will be shaped by the lives you touch, no matter what you do in life. It's up to you to consciously decide whether you want to live with love or hate. Whether or not you believe it, the choices you make every day affect the lives of those around you. Thus, you now have it. These sage remarks should cause you to pause and think about things from a different angle or make you question some of your preconceived notions. Maybe they'll hit you where you least expect them to and motivate you in ways you never thought possible. Please like and share this video if you found it entertaining. Hit the subscribe button and make sure that bell next to it is always ringing to get notified whenever new content like this is uploaded. Please view our other videos. You're welcome for watching.